The man had planned to trap Qing Xiaoyu and Chen Hao in the final room, waiting for the spider to devour them before swallowing the mana stones worth 10 small golds. Moreover, Chen Hao's equipment was extremely sophisticated. With just the shield and weapon valued at several hundred million, he believed Qing Xiaoyu and Chen Hao stood no chance against the spider, and they could reap the benefits afterward. Little did they know, Qing Xiaoyu was no longer the weakest hunter they thought he was. Facing the sea-level dungeon's ultimate boss, Qing Xiaoyu finally stopped hiding his strength, letting Chen Hao watch from the sidelines. Seeing this, Chen Hao was dumbfounded. How could an E-level hunter weaker than himself stand a chance against the spider? Only hunters above sea level could hunt alone, or at least high-ranking sea-level hunters. It might be better to think of a way to escape. Qing Xiaoyu thought there was some truth to what Chen Hao said. Even with the system's enhancement, he was still weak. The highest level monster he had encountered in the rapid dungeon was a D-level giant snake, and the same went for the previously encountered Malphite. But the spider in front of him was unbelievably stronger compared to them. However, Qing Xiaoyu didn't feel oppressed at all, even feeling his adrenaline surge. With a wicked smile, Qing Xiaoyu knew that soloing a sea-level monster was no longer a dream at his current level. The spider's attacks were easily dodged by Qing Xiaoyu, but when Qing Xiaoyu landed a hit on the spider, its exoskeleton was unexpectedly hard, capable of shattering the ground and rocks with casual attacks. Chen Hao, witnessing Qing Xiaoyu's agile movements, realized this man was definitely not the weakest hunter and might be an illegal entrant, one of the rare individuals who could control magic at will, deliberately obtaining a low evaluation and taking pleasure in killing. Seeing Qing Xiaoyu's expression, Chen Hao regretted joining this mission. The intense battle was already wearing Qing Xiaoyu out, and he had to defeat the spider before then. The serrated dagger's special ability was key to victory. The spider's only weakness was its eyes. As Qing Xiaoyu charged, the spider spat out a glob of ancient phlegm, which would obliterate anything it hit. Even if it meant going head-to-head with the spider, the distance between them had to be closed. Chasing speed relentlessly, Qing Xiaoyu's fatigue skyrocketed, and he was sent flying by the spider, facing the same fate as in the temple. It turned out Qing Xiaoyu had saved today's task reward, or he couldn't imagine what would happen next. Seeing Qing Xiaoyu solo the spider, Chen Hao had to believe Qing Xiaoyu was an illegal entrant, rushing to offer help, not only assisting Qing Xiaoyu but also actively mining mana stones. At this time, the previous team leader peeked in from the entrance, unable to believe Qing Xiaoyu and Chen Hao were still alive and had figured out Chen Hao's identity as the son of a wealthy tycoon, giving him a choice: to live, he had to kill Qing Xiaoyu, thinking it was Chen Hao who defeated the boss with his equipment. However, Chen Hao simply stood by Qing Xiaoyu, choosing to align with him. Seeing this, the team leader didn't want to say more, deciding to start with the weakest, Qing Xiaoyu. At this moment, the system issued an emergency task to kill the 6 enemies in front of him. As Qing Xiaoyu wondered what to do, a fireball from Chang Mao hit him, nearly killing him. Looking at the emergency task, Qing Xiaoyu couldn't forget this was a world with a strong prey on the weak. Having survived numerous near-death experiences in dungeons, if the system used him to kill, why couldn't he use the system? If the weak deserved to have everything taken from them, it meant they were prepared to face death. At this time, Huang Mao taunted, underestimating the weakest hunter's ability to stir trouble, not knowing he had kicked an iron plate. This opportunity revealed the Shadow King's temperament, and in the next second, a dagger was at Huang Mao's carotid artery, making him realize what it meant to act separately. Looking at Huang Mao's body, Qing Xiaoyu, for the first time, was unusually calm. Although he acted on the system's instructions, not acting would stop his heart. He could no longer turn back. Seeing Qing Xiaoyu's prowess, already sweating profusely, it was unexpected that he had been hiding his strength. Being a sea-level hunter himself, he wasn't weak. After all, Qing Xiaoyu had already fought with 5 people and couldn't possibly have any strength left. Despite relying on speed and the serrated dagger's special ability, his body, strengthened, was as tough as steel. He then charged at Qing Xiaoyu.
方桑，
Investigators also found that all sea-level hunters in the team were dead, with only Qing Xiaoyu and Chen Hao surviving. Seeing the long sword in Chen Hao's hand, they first thought he was the one who eliminated the final boss. What Qing Xiaoyu cared about was that killing also granted system rewards. Killing intent could impose a terror effect on the target, reducing all their abilities by half. At this time, a light rain began to fall from the sky, and Qing Xiaoyu was glad he had asked his sister to bring an umbrella that morning. Qing Xiaoyu once again obtained an exclusive key, and this time, he was set to challenge an S-level dungeon. This indicated that the monsters awaiting him were formidable adversaries, even for S-level hunters. Yet, Qing Xiaoyu embarked on this challenge without hesitation, driven not solely by personal ambition but by the dire situation of his terminally ill mother in the hospital. Having recently cleared a C-level dungeon, the Hunter Association received the report with astonishment. The survival of a D-level and an E-level hunter through such an ordeal was nothing short of miraculous. The monitoring department was particularly intrigued by Qing Xiaoyu, the sole survivor of a previous double dungeon challenge. Remarkably, at the last assessment, Qing Xiaoyu's magical power was measured at a mere 10. Among the deceased was the team leader, who was the brother of S-level hunter Huang Dongxiu. The monitoring department recognized the complexity of the situation, understanding it was far from a simple issue. Upon returning home, Qing Xiaoyu informed his sister that he had managed to cover their mother's medical expenses and their living costs. His sister, curious about the raid, noted that he usually returned home bearing injuries. This time, however, he was unscathed, suggesting his teammates must have been exceptionally strong. She failed to notice Qing Xiaoyu's solemn demeanor throughout the conversation. Only he was aware of the mission's peril. Facing a C-level boss was challenging enough, but without the system's enhancement, he would have fallen victim to treacherous foes. In the past, he would not have hesitated to flee. Though he managed to escape, the cost was the lives of others. Noticing her brother's troubled expression, his sister became concerned. Qing Xiaoyu quickly deflected, emphasizing the importance of becoming stronger for the sake of their family. After drinking a beer, the system detected and neutralized harmful components. Qing Xiaoyu realized he was immune to intoxication, recalling a hidden mission reward that granted his body the ability to automatically repair damage, resist toxins, and fend off abnormal states. In the evening, Chen Hao, who had previously teamed up with Qing Xiaoyu, proposed forming a raid team to gain combat experience with the goal of becoming the guild president. The only S-level hunter who had not joined a guild had retired. Chen Hao offered Qing Xiaoyu a document, promising a building worth 30 billion if he participated in 19 missions. Previously, Qing Xiaoyu would have accepted without hesitation. However, revealing his secret of unlimited level-ups posed too great a risk, leading him to decline Chen Hao's offer. Meanwhile, across the ocean, S-level hunter Huang Dongxiu sought vengeance for his deceased brother. Currently, Qing Xiaoyu had just completed his daily task, obtaining an S-level dungeon key containing a life potion capable of curing all diseases. Witnessing his mother's suffering, Qing Xiaoyu decisively headed to the dungeon's entrance, aware of the risks but reassured by a return stone he had yet to use. He soon encountered a Hellhound and, after equipping the Wolf Slayer title, engaged in combat. Hellhound's high resistance initially disadvantaged Qing Xiaoyu, even managing to tear off his arm and significantly reduce his health. The Hellhound then activated its rage skill, doubling its abilities for 3 minutes. Unable to dodge in time, Qing Xiaoyu was sent flying by a powerful swipe. He immediately restored his status, but as he was about to use the return stone, the Hellhound launched a surprise attack, causing him to drop it. With no other option, Qing Xiaoyu decided to evade further confrontation. He remembered he had gold coins to purchase 3 potions to restore 300 health points and used venom obtained from defeating a giant snake to reduce incoming damage by 20%, albeit at the cost of decreased strength. Knowing the system could neutralize toxins, he drank the potion without hesitation. When the Hellhound located him again, despite Qing Xiaoyu's attempt to dodge, he was struck. However, the Hellhound's rage skill had ended, and its negative effects began to manifest. After defeating the Hellhound, Sheng Xiaoyu leveled up 5 times, and his wounds instantly healed, allowing him to finally breathe a sigh of relief. Yet, the dungeon challenge was far from over. The Hellhound was merely the guardian of the gate. He then obtained the gate key, some equipment, and most importantly, the recipe for the life potion, which required 3 ingredients to craft. This battle made Sheng Xiaoyu realize that continuing to challenge with his current strength was impractical.
必ず